beast. Let's do the hurricane watch first.
In here at the National Hurricane Center, it's just after 8:30 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday morning. Here's our bringing you an update here on Hurricane Hilary, which is now approaching the Baja California Peninsula. Maximum sustained winds this morning are around 125 miles per hour, and Hilary has picked up speed, moving north-northwest at 16 miles per hour, currently centered about 740 miles south-southeast of San Diego, California. You can already see impacts from Hilary spreading northward through the Baja California Peninsula and into the southwestern U.S. You see these cold cloud tops as this tropical moisture surges northward. We're already seeing rainfall spread into the southwestern United States. Here on the radar image, you can see places like Yuma, east of Palm Springs, even spreading up towards the Las Vegas area. And this is just a preview of what's to come, as a very dangerous rainfall situation and flooding situation is going to unfold in the southwestern United States over the next 24 to 36 hours.
That means you look for Reed Timmer in his car and start live streaming. That's what that means, right? That's what I'm going to do, at least.
Ground, that might be in time to do so if you're asked to evacuate, but otherwise you want to stay at home and not be out in those conditions. If we get to the situation where there's exceptionally rare, life-threatening flash flooding, you will have a flash.
You guys know, I've given advice. Best hurricane watch from this channel. I've given plenty of advice on hurricane watching. I'm a hurricane watcher myself, and sorry. One of my best advices that I've ever given on the situation has, of course, always been, dick out, cattle. Hello, you're just in time for hurricane coverage. I swear, if he ignores me today, what do you mean? Hurricane update. Hurricane Hilary is now a Category 3 storm with max wind speed of 150 miles, 5 miles lower than earlier today. The central pressure is 958 MB. This is a new kind of autism that I did not know people had. Is this like hurricane? Is this meteorology? Neurodivergence? What is this? Hilary is also moving more east than predicted, and it now looks like it will make first landfall near Bahia Tortugas, Mexico. Was previously predicted to make landfall closer to Ensenada, Mexico. The storm will bring rain to eastern Oregano, but winds in the western parts of Wildfire Sea will only get more fuel. So, everybody knows what you're supposed to do. Is LA being full of rich people a pro or a con in the situation, funding proper infrastructure? No. LA being full of rich people doesn't change the reality that, Texas is full of fucking rich people too. Oh, God. Texas is full of rich people too. It doesn't matter. The infrastructure is designed to withstand certain things. And if something is different, if something is outside of our imagination due to anthropogenic climate change, then it don't matter how many fucking rich people live there. You know what I mean? You're talking about every city.
It will weaken again as it tracks parallel with the Baja Peninsula. 14 miles per hour, and forecasters say it will weaken again as it tracks parallel with the Baja.
As a Floridian, I'm just glad it ain't us this time. Y'all have fun. Yeah, but you're a Floridian, which means your infrastructure is like at least designed to a certain degree to withstand this kind of shit, unless you're living on one of those like crazy islands that's already underwater and becomes full-blown underwater once a year. If you're on mainland, okay, you at least have like some level of protection, or rather some level of like infrastructure that is designed to withstand hurricanes, because like hurricanes happen all the fucking time. Now, of course, if they happen with much greater frequency that was previously not imagined, then it becomes an issue. For Los Angeles, however, regardless of how many rich people or how many poor people live in LA, the infrastructure can not even withstand light rain. All the way from human behavior changing dramatically and dangerously, like people not being able to drive in a little bit of rain because of hydroplanning, and something that they just never have had to learn, all the way to the infrastructure absolutely getting eviscerated. The infrastructure getting absolutely fucking eviscerated due to even a little bit of rain. This year we had unprecedented amounts of rainfall, and that caused the LA City streets to get decimated, okay? That shit looked worse than it did even before, and it was already bad. It was already bad, and it got even fucking worse. There's not enough maintenance, and now it creates a structure where, like, the streets are full of potholes, so now you're just doing, like, patchwork solutions, trying to fix the problem as more problems are happening. So the major issue isn't like the winds or anything like that. The major issue is most likely going to be, I mean, depends. Winds will be a major issue depending on where it will be super windy. Obviously, if it's in an area that with dry vegetation, it creates a much larger risk for wildfire spread, just like we saw in Lahaina. But if we're talking about Los Angeles in particular, if we're talking about LA in general, the real issue is the unprecedented amount of flash floods and possible additional flooding and water damage that will occur. And the reality is that our infrastructure, our grid is not ready to withstand that. It's not even ready to withstand heat. Think about it that way. And it gets hot as fuck out here in Los Angeles. And it's not even ready for heat. Would you like the most recent satellite loop? I have links. What the fuck? Most recent satellite loops. Thank you for the most recent satellite. What's going to happen to all the shacks of the homeless? So initiatives have been taken as far as I understand, especially the homeless people that have camped out in the river basin. Because there is a LA River. It's supposed to be a floodplain. It's not porous. And it's not great. And they have moved homeless encampments from outside of the LA River, because if they don't do that, the fucking LA River is going to flood definitely and would kill a shit ton of homeless people. Are you going to let all the homeless live in your house finally? Yes. That's my solution to this problem is letting homeless people live inside of my house, all of them. It's called building a system. Where was I? How the turns have tabled? Yes, I know. It's on the hunt. Remember when you yelled at me last year for watching the stream during the hurricane, and now your ass is talking about streaming during one? Ian directly hit my city, and still after the storm, I had no power or Wi-Fi, and I was sitting in my car in the AC and charging my phone, watching his shit. I was surviving off my portable charger trying to watch a stream. You were the one that he was saying something about don't go outside or you're wasting your battery. I said, pray for us Florida chatters, and he asked what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I watching in the middle of the storm? If the previous 1935 tropical storm is anything to go by, it will cause deaths. It's not a full hurricane disaster. It will still be bad. Floods are always the most dangerous aspect because people underestimate it, and it's sudden. Yeah. Preparation for flooding should be completed as soon as possible. In the southwest U.S., the potentially historic amount of rainfall is expected to cause flooding, including landslides and mudslides. Our local highway collapsed during average rain this year. I'm pretty worried about flooding. Do you live on a hit? What do you mean hit? How fucked are you? I don't know. You mean a hill? No, I'm in the flats, so that's not an issue for me. But living in the flats also has its own other kind of danger, which is flooding. Like a lot of flooding, potentially. So we'll see. What does Marat say? It's really funny. I was like, Marat, so what are we doing? Are we going to prepare for this thing? And he's like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, well, all your equipment is in my garage. Like, should we put sandbags on the doors? Like, whatever. I was like, are you going to stay here during the hurricane? He's like, nah, dog. I said, what kind of preparations should we be making? And he fucking said, I don't care. I live on the 3rd floor. Like, okay, well, I'll have fun tossing out your thousands of dollars and thousands of man hours that you fucking put into all of your CNC machines, your welding equipment, your saws, your industrial heavy equipment in my fucking garage. I'll just toss them into the wind. I have insurance for repair and an upstairs to hide in. I know, but that sucks. It's like, if this shit floods, it just like cooks everything. You got CNC machines in there? What a playground. Yeah, he built one. And I was like, why don't you just buy one? And he's like, no, I wanted to learn how to build one. And it takes up so much fucking space. He hasn't even used it. How are you going to walk Kaya? I mean, it'll be all right for like a couple days. I'll also probably take her outside. I don't give a shit. My trainer's gym is in his parents' house, in his backyard. And I was like, so what's up? Are we working out? Because we work out outdoors. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, rain or shine. And I'm like, what if it's fucking flooding? He's like, it's fine. He's like, I'll still be here. And I don't know if it's like the attitude that a lot of people here in Los Angeles have is that it's just not a big deal. And I don't know if it will be a big deal. So something really scary about hurricanes that have been happening more and more because of climate change is the rapid intensification. And it happened to Hilary. Okay, so Hilary was named as a tropical storm on 8/16. By 8/17, it was Category 1. By 11 a.m., it was Cat 2. By 2 p.m., it was Cat 2. By 5 p.m., it was Cat 3. 8/17, 8 p.m., it was Cat 3. 8/17, 11 p.m., it was Cat 4, 140 miles per hour. In 15 hours, Hilary went from a tropical storm, which is right below a Cat 1 hurricane, to a Cat 4 hurricane. It makes me a little nervous that you're not more worried. There's no way you're working out. You're getting exposed to our Gulf Coast neurodivergence. Is the pop-up still happening tomorrow? As of now, yes, because it's before the rainfall even begins, as far as I understand it. The rain starts, the rain starts on Sunday afternoon, around 6 to 7 p.m., rainfall. And it does not, no, the rainfall begins tonight. Did you even listen to the video? Wait, really? Dude, what the fuck's going on with my weather app then? Because I keep checking that shit, okay? Let me tell you something. I keep checking that. Hurricane local statement until 6 p.m. Additional alerts, tropical storm warning, and flood watch. Okay? But it doesn't say, no, it doesn't say it's raining. It says 70% chance of rain at 7 a.m. Oh, shit. Okay, maybe the rain did pull back a little bit. Okay, maybe we should cancel the pop-up. Fuck, God damn it, I had a plan tomorrow. I was going to go to the fucking dog park with Kaya and the homies. We're going to work out and shit. God damn it. Ethan is going whale watching, so LA is clearly not concerned. Dude, let me tell you something. If you saw the weather right now in Los Angeles, it's 79 degrees. It's perfect. It's like kind of cloudy. Okay. It's gorgeous. It just doesn't feel like, it absolutely does not feel like a fucking tropical storm is about to hit. Like a once in a lifetime tropical storm is about to hit. It's called the calm before the storm. You can still go to the dog park, just rent a boat. Today's D-Day, bro. Tomorrow it goes down, not horribly, but it can turn out for the worst. I feel like you guys are being a little crazy. Like maybe I'm being the crazy one, but bro, just look at the NOAA flash warning. Oh shit. Okay, that doesn't look too good. I'll be honest. I feel like I'm kind of at the heart of the at least 70% chance of excessive rainfall / flash flood warning. Day 1 through Sunday morning, San Diego gets fucking eviscerated. Parts of LA might. Day 2 through Monday morning, meteorologists are not always accurate. Dude, I am such a fucking conservative right now. I'm basically like a anti guy right now. The way I'm looking at this and Chad is trying to make sense of this and trying to explain to me like it's probably not the end of the world, brother. It's fine. It's crazy. Yeah, it can get a lot worse. Heavy rainfall and winds beforehand, then completely fucktastic during the storm. High winds and rain fuck shit up. The major issue here is the rainfall and flash floods that will come as a consequence of that because, and I cannot stress this enough, I have talked about this quite a bit, Los Angeles is not used to this kind of rainfall. Los Angeles infrastructure is not used to this kind of rainfall. We will definitely have power outages. I have a couple hours. I'm planning on, if my internet doesn't go out, I am planning on streaming. Also, we have the pod and shit. You know what I mean? Like we're supposed to be fucking doing the podcast tomorrow. So, AccuWeather for West Hollywood, California. The level of risk due to high winds, flooding, rain, surge, and tornado potential for an active. It says 2 to 4 inches, 47%. That bad? I was in a flash flood. Went from wind and rain outside to over a foot of water inside my house in 2 hours. Not in a valley or 1 in a 100-year flood risk. It's not fun. So what do? Let's say it's cooked, right? Let's say it's fucking crazy. And what do? Do I just go upstairs and just like wait it out? I mean, it will never get to that point, but have you gone outside to look at your neighborhood to see how the water is going to flow? If you haven't, stock up on food and water, just be safe. Yeah, I got all that. That stuff is fine. I already am like very, I'm already very neurodivergent in my, like the way I design my day-to-day existence. So that part is fine. I already have like a shit ton of things. On a daily basis. Like I have enough food. They email to expect outages. Yeah, I know. But maybe it won't happen. Who knows? Food and water in a dry place enough until someone comes and gets you pretty much. Extra lights, batteries, etc. You have an axe so you can get to your roof if you're stuck. Otherwise, don't go upstairs if it floods. Go outside and hold on. What? Just do this. That's what I'm planning on doing. Anything you don't want destroyed out of any floor that can flood easily. I mean, GG's, I guess. I mean, what are you going to do? How to prepare for Hurricane Hilary, the first tropical storm hit in LA in 84 years. Hilary is currently a Category 4 hurricane, but weather forecasters predict it will diminish to a tropical storm by the time it touches down here. Excessive rainfall high risk has been issued for areas across SoCal. Expect to see 3 to 6 inches of rain around parts of SoCal and southern Nevada, up to 10 inches in some areas, according to the National Hurricane Center. There's also a high probability of flash flood warning on Sunday and Monday. Rare and dangerous flooding will be possible, a spokesperson for the center said. That also means a risk of landslides, particularly in areas that have been impacted by wildfires. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department is working with the County Office of Emergency Management and other agencies in preparation for the storm, Sheriff Robert Luna said at a news conference. The department's search and rescue, swift water rescue, and rescue aircraft have been placed on alert, he said, and the department plans to deploy additional personnel on patrol when the bulk of the storm's force is expected to reach the county. In 84 years. So it's a once-in-a-lifetime event, which will no longer be a once-in-a-lifetime event. Let's be fucking real. It's probably going to happen more frequently because that's called climate change, baby. So by Sunday 5 a.m., it's like making landfall. Sunday 5 p.m., this is old, by the way. This has changed, if I'm not mistaken, for the record. This was the original version. And now it seems that it'll hit LA by 7 a.m. Or at least like rainfall will start by 7 a.m. Here's what that means for you. It's time to prepare. Though we typically don't see a lot of summer storms, girding for Hilary is not going to look too different than getting ready for the winter rain. You'll want to sign up for alerts, charge your devices, make sure you got some food and a few electricity-free ways of entertaining yourself on hand, and make a plan in case of power outages, flooding, or evacuations. Once the rain gets here, the safest thing you can do is hunker down at home, ready to heed evacuation orders immediately if needed. Here's what you can do now to prepare and how to stay safe when the storm arrives. While the skies are still clear, it's still time to get ready so you can safely ride out the storm when it hits. Heavy rain, flooded streets, and power outages are all possible, so you want to prepare for that. You got to sign up at Notify LA. If you're elsewhere in the LA County, you can find municipality alert system at the Ready LA County website. For other searches, for other places, search emergency alerts, your city and your county. Look at Mexico's beach. Yeah, that don't look too good. I'll tell you that much. But it don't look too bad either. It don't look good, but it also don't look too bad, right? Come on. Like, this guy is biking, chat. We've seen much worse. These warnings and instructions are for areas more directly in the path. WeHo and LA City are going to be completely fine. Anyway, to get the latest information, to stay up to date in case of a potential power outage, sign up for alerts from your electricity provider. Make a plan. How will you communicate with family members in other parts of the city or state? Do you have crucial phone numbers written down somewhere in case of a smartphone battery dies? Do you have supplies to care for pets, young children, and people in your household with special medical needs? Where will you go if you need to evacuate? The only thing I didn't do, which I feel I probably should have, is get a fucking life vest for Kaya. You know what I mean? Like an inflatable vest type shit. Like, I'm saying worst case, like absolutely worst case scenario. But it won't get to that anyway. Why not just flee the state, Lamont? What do you mean? We're weathering the fucking storm, brother. First of all, here's the thing. It's not that bad. Like, no one is saying evacuate. So it's not like I'm avoiding evacuation orders. You know what I mean? Like, it's not at that point at all, and it probably will not get to that point. It will definitely be an issue, and it will be shitty. It's not even a hurricane. It's a tropical storm. The problem is if LA had a stronger infrastructure to withstand more rainfall, okay, then this wouldn't be an issue at all. It would just be a tropical storm. It happens all the fucking time. You understand? The only problem is that LA does not have a decent enough infrastructure to withstand even a tropical storm. That's it. LA didn't do well with the rainfall this spring. Yeah, I know. Why are you talking like you get weather events all the time, my guy? I mean, we've had flash flood warnings in my area before. That's not like unusual. It's just unusual for it to happen in August. That's the big weird thing here. Yeah, Melrose floods when there's like an hour of rain. Exactly. Like, which is where the pop-up shop is. I'd leave all my shit in LA and hitchhike out of town, law. Dude, that's great. Okay. If the situation is that dire, I'm fucked. Okay. But what you guys are failing to recognize here is that none of the people in who are significantly more knowledgeable than myself or you guys are saying it's that bad. It's literally like the highest likelihood is maximum 2 to 4 inches of rain. Rainfall amount probability is 2 to 4 inches. They would tell people to evacuate if that was the case. Now, would I evacuate in that circumstance? I don't know. It's a lot for LA, but it's definitely not so bad that you have to fucking run. Let's be real, you wouldn't. There's a very high likelihood that I would not leave. I would get my dad to leave because I want to make sure he's safe, and then I would probably try to stream through the process. I'm not going to lie. I would probably get my dad and Kaya somewhere safe if there was a situation like that, and then try to link up with Reed Timmer and see if I could do a live stream from his, from his car. Prepares if the power might go out. Get your house ready for potential floods. Clear your gutters and make sure there's no debris near storm drains or other drainage areas on or around your property. Consider bringing in or tying down lawn furniture, grills, and trash cans. You might even consider moving valuables from the ground floor to an upper story of your home. Some municipalities are giving out sandbags at fire stations and other locations. Call your local fire station. Heat evacuation orders. If you're told to evacuate, go. Here's what the pack. If you're not told to evacuate, stay home. The safest place to be during a storm is in your home. Don't make any trips beyond what's absolutely necessary. If you go out, bring supplies and exercise caution. If you venture out in your car, bring extra food, water, a phone charger, and a first aid kit, along with enough clothing and blankets to stay warm. Avoid flooded sidewalks and roadways. The Weather Service is saying for what to do when you see a flooded street or road. Turn around, don't drown. It's hard to know how deep the water might be just by looking at it, and you can't tell what the condition of the road is under the water. Let me tell you, it's always bad. Just 6 inches of moving water can take down an adult or reach the bottom of a car and cause a loss of control and stalling. 2 feet of water can sweep a vehicle off the road, and yes, that includes your hulking SUV or pickup truck. Heat, light, charge, and cook at home safely. Don't use a grill indoors. Don't run a generator indoors. And if you use your gasoline-powered car to charge your phone or another device, make sure you have adequate ventilation. If you need lights, use flashlights or other battery-operated sources, not candles. If your house floods, go up, not out. I love when chatters were literally telling me go outside and hold on. I thank God I'm reading this article because it's saying the exact opposite of what chatters were saying. That's crazy. Turns out chatters were giving the exact opposite. Remember, climb a power pole during the storm to make sure you stay safe. Yeah, and then dick in hand, start jerking off. Don't touch downed power lines. Bro, who is this for? Who's like, oh, this is my opportunity to touch downed power line? No, you can always touch downed power lines. This is fake news. It's always super sick to do that. You think anyone in Florida has risked their lives to jack off outside during the hurricane? In that moment, you become the ultimate Florida man, to stand there in the face of Mother Nature and deny her righteous vengeance, hog in hand, the powerful gusts flowing around you. Nothing can stop you. The earth herself must succumb to your godless desires. Not that I would ever do that, just asking a question. That's a true gooner. That's the mark of a hallmark gold medalist gooner right there. When you're gooning in the face of Mother Nature, baby. No goon cave required. Nature is that chatter's goon cave. I'll be honest, dude, that is the proudest fap. You know how people say, not my proudest fap? That would be my proudest fap. You know what I mean? Category 5 goon sesh. People in Catalina Island are being asked to leave the area. LASD advises Catalina residents and visitors to leave the island as Hurricane Hilary looms. Yeah, I mean, Catalina Island also doesn't have electricity throughout the day sometimes. I want people to understand. Like, that is not exactly like, that's a real fucking island. It's a real ass island, and you know, not a lot of cars on there. Like, it's an island. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, when I went, the only time I ever went to Catalina Island, they just straight up did not have any power on the island. Like, they just didn't have power, and it was shocking for me. Like, it wasn't because like there was like an event. There was like a big weather event or anything. They just straight up did not have power for the duration. I don't know why. What if you gooned into the hurricane and the wind took all your load all the way up north? Yeah, that's how you impregnate people, dude. Watch out. A few years ago, I unknowingly drove near a tornado at night and I came out fine. I found my meme from when you told chatters to go climb a tree last time. It was on, please, what is my next step? Please respond. phone in one hand, holding onto the tree with the other hand, wondering what the fuck we're supposed to do. I mean, I will most likely be doing hurricane watch, okay, from the fucking heart of the storm, okay, from the tropical storm watch. That's what I'm planning on doing. I'm gonna do what I always do. I know our boy Reed is in San Diego. Live update from sunny San Diego with the first tropical storm warning in effect for impacts from Tropical Cyclone Hilary on Sunday. The mountainous and desert locations just inland will see the biggest impacts, mostly in the form of damaging winds and catastrophic flooding.
Tropical storm warning is in effect ahead of Hurricane Hilary, which is about 300 miles to the south of Baja Peninsula. It's moving off to the north-northwest at 16 miles an hour. The central pressure is up to 947 millibars, and the maximum sustained winds are still holding at 125 miles per hour. The storm is heading in this direction, north-northwest at about 16 miles an hour. The forecast track has shifted just a hair off to the east, and that is relatively good news here for the coastal.
Yes, Reed is officially a friend of the show. As you can see, he follows me on Twitter. That's what it takes to be a friend of the show.
Areas, Los Angeles down to San Diego, where it looks like there'll be largely offshore flow, and that'll be descending off of the mountains just to the east of this location. Still, though, winds could easily gust over 50 miles an hour with tropical storm conditions expected Sunday afternoon and Sunday night here along the coastal areas. But the big impacts especially are going to be felt across the mountainous terrain a little bit inland across Southern California and through a large portion of Nevada and down into the Baja Peninsula. Catastrophic flooding is anticipated, and some of those eastern and southern slopes of the mountain ranges could easily see double-digit rainfall totals, possibly even approaching a foot across some of those locations like Forest Falls, Big Bear. Also the higher terrain to the west of Ocotillo could also get hammered by that catastrophic flash flooding. Definitely the extreme hydrology is going to be the big issue with this tropical cyclone as it moves into the southwestern U.S., bringing that plume of tropical moisture. And there's also a predecessor rain event possible. That's perceived.
If things were really dire, I mean, like you knew you'd die, would you jerk off on stream before you died? Not on stream, but probably. Just like fire one off right before facing an inevitable death. I feel like that'd be cool.
Exceeding rainfall well ahead of the tropical system. We have an upper level low that's just off the coast of California. We have a big time high that's anchoring across the central U.S., and that southerly flow and lift out ahead of it is going to lead to flooding rainfall today as well. And that's why the Weather Prediction Center has a moderate risk across Southern California today and then a high risk tomorrow. And that includes interior Southern California, the mountainous areas, the San Bernardino Mountains, all the way up through Death Valley, where possibly annual totals of rainfall could happen in just 48 hours. So that's why there's likely going to be catastrophic impacts, especially inland on those eastern and southern slopes of the mountain ranges. Definitely the heaviest rain is going to arrive on Sunday and then pushing up into Nevada on Monday, but definitely some possibility of isolated flash flooding inland locations today and down on the Baja Peninsula, where there definitely will be those debris flows and flash floods, likely closing roads, flowing toward the ocean from the higher terrain. So definitely a unprecedented, very anomalous weather pattern.
I can't, like, the worst part about me trying to do storm chasers is that, like, my car is perhaps the absolute fucking worst vehicle to try and do storm chasing in. Like, it is so low to the ground. Like, even if there was like half an inch of rainfall, my car is tanked. Okay, chat might be fear mongering, but definitely don't go storm chasing. I mean, it'd be kind of sick. There are meteorologists in here that can probably get you in contact with Reed. I mean, I can get in contact with Reed. I could just DM him. Actually, I was planning on DMing him and asking him what his, if he's like gonna stay in San Diego. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna DM him right now.